Hello, my name's Kevin. I am the Dapper Man, and today I'm going to be reviewing Spider-Man Far From Home.
You big dummy!
Don't worry, this is a spoiler-free review, so everything I will say into this review, it has been shown in the trailers. If you haven't seen its 25 trailers, then that's just on you. I'm sorry. This is the continuation of the Spider-Man Home trilogy that was directed by Tom Watts. I have the previous two films, as anyone should know me, by imagine that I would have the rest of the Spider-Man films, which also has the continuing cast, which is very nice. I'm sorry. If you hear planes flying, I live close to an airport, so yeah, you're just going to have to bear with me on that part. Let's first talk about the director. Tom Watts feels very safe into directing this film, which is not a bad thing, but sometimes I think it gets lost in this way of filming that you don't see a signature print of a director. I think it's very important that if a director is making a film, I want to see something that reminds me of that director. I'm afraid because he has played it so safe and everything he's done is like by the book, by the studios, we may not see any more films from him. I hope that is not the case. I hope that somehow he makes more films and I get to see his signature trade somehow in the film. Second thing, the music. The music is actually nice in this movie. So many times in all the Marvel films, there's still not a signature piece in this movie. I cannot really remember or hum, but it feels more original than the other two because that same Avengers theme plays, and it plays in every single scene. This movie doesn't do that, so there's a different music setting for different scenes. I enjoy that. That's good. I just wish I remember some of the music. I believe Tom Holland and Zendaya does much better inside this movie than they have done for the previous two Spider-Man films, especially for Tom Holland. He, as he's continuing his role, you actually see him maturing as a man into this young adult, and that he has this is part of his most best as Peter Parker. He makes decisions on his own. He doesn't need a team this time, which having a teamwork is not a bad thing, but at the same time, it always felt like he could never do anything on his own without a team. This one, he fights alone as Peter Parker. Zendaya as an actress plays perfect. I thought she was going to be stuck in her ways, that nobody can't tell her what to do. She can't do nothing. She's strong, hard, and it's like, no, she's actually maturing as a woman. She still has a strong feminine quality, but she's also has a relationship, and she actually has emotion, which I appreciate so much because I did not like her in the first Spider-Man, which was Homecoming. I was like, oh no, her character is really awful and I don't like it. She's smart. I like her in this movie, in this role. The edits and the film direction is very odd. There are certain choices that are made when they show a scene of somebody and something and someone. Oh, by the way, like I said, it's already been shown in the trailer, so I'm going to tell you right here. Willem Dafoe is freaking phenomenal in this movie. I think he perfected the Green Goblin in this movie. He did a fantastic role, fantastic character, and the Sam Raimi film. This one, he does it phenomenal. He does it fantastic. I think he perfected it. Doc Ock is with Peter Parker. It felt right. There were certain times it felt a little off, but not too far off. Jamie Foxx felt right, but I don't think Jamie Foxx was probably on set most of the time with Tom Holland. They had to film separately, so there's that sense of it's not quite just stitched together just right. There are a number of plot holes that are made in this film, I think, that are going to be easily overlooked the first time, maybe the second time, but it'll definitely be shown the third time. I know this is a very long film, 2.5 hours, but there was just something that, there's a lot of things actually, I kept questioning, but this was the most packed out theater I've ever been in. The parking lot was slammed out, everything. So I think when you have a crowd that large, such high expectations are made with the fan service and everything else. That's what I was talking about earlier, that it has to be perfect, and I'm afraid that when something is way too perfect, it will become more easily forgettable. It's a great, phenomenal story. It was great characters. It was a lot of fun. I had fun. I had enjoyment. But there was these plot holes that just really irked me. And I was not understanding, like, very briefly, if a villain has powers or a superhero has powers, does it just come and go? I know it's a common thing with Marvel, I've seen and noticed, but it's like your powers work towards a certain limit when it wants to work, and then all of a sudden when it should be working, it's like, oh yeah, we forgot we do have powers, right? It irks me sometimes because, like, you have these powers, use your powers. Use them, you've got them. And they just hold back every single time. There's no reason to hold back. They just do it, I guess, just for movies, so the next scene could happen. There was 2 scenes that made me cringe very much. And it's odd because if there was a reverse sex happening in the same exact scene, I think the theater would have been exploding and getting mad and angry. But it's played for cheap laughs. And also there was a line that a certain character said to someone, and I'm thinking, like, if it was reversed, the theater would have burst out in anger. So it just makes me wonder in that certain type of environment, how things have changed, how people react to scenes, and I'm just like, I was cringing. I was thinking, like, is this really acceptable now? Yeah, you know what? I almost forgot. Jonah Jameson, who is played by J.K. Simmons, fantastic. I love J.K. Simmons, and him reprising this role, I'm just still I'm actually surprised how so many of these actors have reprised their roles. But J.K. Simmons is fun to listen to watch, to see, and amongst the others, none of these characters that are in this movie has less than 3 minutes. There's actually dialogue, and they play parts throughout the movie. So that was always nice, because I was afraid that when they show this in the trailer and you watch the movie, they're going to have maybe 3 minutes and you'll never see them again. No, they actually play throughout the film. So that's always exciting to see, that they're actually thinking about the script somewhat. They're thinking about script. They're thinking about how things are being done and how they are to react. And they do have good reaction towards each other. It's just the interaction. Also, Benedict as Doctor Strange, fantastic. Again, used more than just a scene or two, and has some very good viewpoints that he made towards Peter Parker, and they both going back and forth trying to express their point of view. Loved it. Love every time when there's an action scene happening with Doctor Strange. Fantastic. Awesome. I just wish they would get more into the metaphysical world of Doctor Strange and his powers and everything else. I wish they would do that. It's what it is, but it's still fantastic. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. It was thrilling, it was exciting, it was just loads of excitement, loads of fun, and it really did enjoy this film. Just keep the cringe just don't do it, and certain lines are best said for a particular part of a story. Doesn't mean I need to keep repeating a certain line so someone's like, oh yeah, he said that from that movie. Yeah, he said no. Other than that, yeah, fun movie, fantastic, enjoyed it, loved it, will be going back. I watched it in IMAX. The theater was, like I said, slammed out, packed out. Everything was fantastic. So if you want to go see this movie, go see this movie. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm going to post what it is rated PG-13 for right here, right now. I promise I'm not spoiling to anything really much, just telling you for your own sake why it's rated PG-13, what's inside the film. And that is all I have. So, yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I very much enjoyed this film. I loved it. I'm going to watch it again. This time, I think I'm going to watch it in the surround sound. And hopefully, when I post that review of spoiling the film, I will have someone with me. I'm trying to see if I can get someone with me, a particular person with me, to talking about this film. If not, then it will just be me discussing my spoiler thoughts and everything else of the movie. That's all I have. So thank you very much for watching my video. Thank you very much for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, go ahead, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments below that you have subscribed, or what were your thoughts of the film if you have seen it, or when you do see it after this review. Again, this spoiler-free review. Let me know. I want to know your thoughts on the movie. So take care. Until next time, have a lovely day. Cheers.